Hi, today we're going to be training you on how to update the latest guest of time of refreshing on the home page here. And you can see here's an image of myself. I'm actually going to use this as an explanation of what could potentially happen and how to stay consistent so that this could work as easily as possible. The module itself will actually reorganize based on topics here that you can choose. Okay, this is the first option. So in addition to that, it also loads more. Okay, and it will load more. And notice here that it didn't load proportionally, and this is something we're actually going to talk about here. You can organize by title, date, or even random here as well. So there's some little options here on the module that makes it kind of nice here, including the load more, and you can also choose how many you want to show on the page. You may want to show 8, or you may want to show just the latest 4. I would suggest the latest 4. So at any rate, you can also link these images here. Notice the plus, and you can actually link these to the actual video that you wanted to link it to. Okay, let's go back right fast. In addition to this, you also get, notice that their names show up, but when you go over the overlay, there's actually a black there. You actually have the ability to put a description in this area as well, and we're going to show you this as well. So there are really 4 parts to each one of these 5. The first one is tagging it appropriately so that it will be organized with the appropriate section or category that it needs to be in, so that people can sort these appropriately. The second thing is having the images sized proportionally so that they're always the same. The third thing is of course the title that appears here in the bottom, and then the link that it links to the actual video, and then in addition to that you can also opt out to use a description as well. Although there are no descriptions here now, we're going to show you how to add descriptions. Okay, so now my wife actually did these first 3 and even this last one, and because she knows how to do Photoshop, she used consistent heights and widths. Now that's actually beyond the scope of what we want to offer to you. We want to automate this to the degree that all you have to use is the same camera and the same camera widths, and you too can accomplish the same goal just by using the same camera width and always uploading the same dimensions, or an image with the same dimensions. You can get consistency across all the images. For example, you see here's my image. This is my typical camera, my XLR. If I continue to upload images straight from the XLR, I would get images. They would all come in and be resized by the module these exact dimensions, and therefore the layout on the page would be symmetrical. Okay, so at any rate, let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about this module and how this module works. Okay, this module can actually, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. You want to log into your back office. Okay, typically when you come in on the dashboard. But then you want to go to extensions, and you want to go to module manager. Once you go to module manager, you'll actually see all of the modules. Every module is always searchable by its name. So this particular module is called latest guest. So you want to go latest, sort your module list by latest guest, and notice latest guest of times of refreshing shows up. Actually, there's 2 of them, shows up here. Okay, this is not the one we want. It's this one right here. It's called Mosaic Rock Sprocket Module. Okay. Now, and notice here we have guest 1, guest 2, guest 3, guest 4. Okay. You can actually reorder these if you want by dragging and dropping these sections here. Okay. And you can, for example, move forward to the 3 spot. I have temporarily name these, and each one of these lists here, these images that it creates, for example this conviction here, actually pulls from an article list and a category list called latest guests. Okay, and notice here we have guest 1, guest 2, guest 3, guest 4. These are actual articles. Okay, and they pull from the category latest guests. Okay, and you'll see here that in the options on the right hand side, this actual particular module pulls from the category latest guests. Okay, and so we see guest 1, guest 2, guests all the way down to guest 8. Now if we were to go in and create a new article, okay, or copy this article, or let's just go ahead and open up guest 5, and we were to duplicate guest 5 by going save as copy, which would create guest 5, actually, but we want to rename it guest 9, and click save and close. You'll notice here that there's a new article called guest 9. Now let's go back and refresh our module. When we refresh our module, remember our module pulls from articles that are in the category latest guests. Okay, so notice here it recognized that we created a new article called guest 9. Even though this module pulls from articles from in this particular category latest guest, we won't really be working in here very much. Okay, we'll primarily be staying right in the module, and the module is called latest guest on TOR. Okay, on time of refreshing. Okay, now let's go. Okay, now nothing else here. We notice it's published. We hide the title, okay, because we've actually created a title in another block, but it's kind of beyond the scope of this. Just to familiarize you, you won't really have to worry about assignments or advanced. You'll always stay in this option tab. Each one of these sections here will actually display and render one of these boxes here. Okay, and you'll notice here that it has 5 options. We had talked about this one before. The title, which is conviction. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and change this to conviction 1. Okay, the description, we're going to go custom description, and we're going to say, okay, conviction 1 description. Okay, and the images, we've already uploaded the image here. Okay, and the link is in here. Now let's say, for example, you had the video, you had already uploaded the video. Let's go ahead and let's open up shows, and you had already uploaded the video, and say, for example, this was the video for conviction. Okay, this is the link here that you would want to copy. You would come in and go copy here, and then you would come into your module, and in the link you would choose this right here. Okay, and then artist determines if it's, say for example, it's a ministry, it's a pastor, it's an artist. So I've kind of added a few. So you would then, if maybe it's both an artist and a pastor, you might want to go pastors, okay, or ministries, and you can kind of create these on your own, and the system will automatically recognize it. In other words, if you added a new one, it would just continue the list on here, and all you would have to do is just add it into this box. Like, let's just do test. Okay, and we're going to go enter. Okay, and it automatically creates. Now it's going to create a test category as well, which would allow you to sort and do the nice fly sorting that it does. Okay, so we have our title, our description, our image. We're going to discuss image in a minute, and our link. We choose the tag, which determines how it's sorted here. Okay, and we click save. Okay. Once it says all changes have been saved, go back to the front end. Okay. Okay. Now notice here, conviction description shows up. Okay, because we put it in the description this time. Also notice the link. Let's click the link. And the link goes directly to the video that we chose to link it to. Okay. And that's about it. Now let's talk about the image. What is it going to take to get the image in this place? Well, I believe you said you actually take images with your guests at the TV show while you're doing the TV show, and so that works out great. or you might want to have someone take a general one of you for times that or of the team for times where there's not a particular guest, and maybe it's just the jam crew, and then you would use the same camera, same dimensions, and then they will all be resized the same, and then you can stack them by 3 rows. Now let's say, for example, we wanted to have more than 4 across before this load button loads up. You would come in here and you would change blocks per view. You would change that to 8 if you wanted 2 rows. Well, you've already set 4 columns, so then if you wanted 8, you would go blocks per view, and that would put that in 4 columns. You could also choose to go 3 columns. Let's just go ahead and change that right fast. 3 columns, okay, and let's go ahead and save. Okay, let's say it says all changes have been done successfully. Okay, and notice here that now this will actually probably work better for if you pull in your camera here. Okay, and might have to do a little bit of editing here because the 3 has actually changed the sizing here. May have to do some editing, but I'll have to look at that in a minute. But at any rate, so this might actually, if you're pulling in your camera, then the size, this might actually work out better than having the 4 rows. But the reason it showed an extra row is because we showed blocks per view. We should have showed 3, and then it would only show 3 across and 3 columns. Okay, go ahead and click refresh, and now we're only going to show the 3. But since it has to auto scale the width, and since the width was set at 4, these were a lot smaller, and that changed the dimensions and the symmetry of the page. So let's go back and choose 4 columns again, which will change the width, and let's go 4 blocks per view, which will show 4 across. And let's go ahead and refresh the page, and we're looking at there we go, the 4. Now this one's not sized appropriately because, like I said, this I could have resized this and made it fit like my wife did, but I want to set this up so that you can just automatically upload an image right from your camera. And let me show you how to do that. Okay, so let's go up here. We have guest. First off, let's say, for example, we want to remove these guests from the showcase position or latest guest on times are refreshing. What we want to, and move, for example, this up to the front. Well, we can do that 2 or 3 ways. Let's say, for example, we want to reorder it. We would take our latest one, which I believe is guest 4, guest 7, or guest 5. I usually look at the images here. There we go. Guest 4 is here. So let's say, for example, we want guest 4 in the number 1 spot. I would drag him up until he's in the number 1 spot if he's the latest. Okay, and then afterwards, I would primarily just kind of disregard this because that doesn't matter. The only thing that matters as long as that you have filled spots. Okay, now let's go down to let's say, for example, you want to make guest 5. You want to remove guest 5 from the list altogether. What you can do is you can hit this little I, okay, click it once, and notice that this is published. Okay, now we can unpublish guest 5 2 ways. We can go back to the article and just click here and unpublish guest 5. Okay, now when we did it here, when we refresh this page, we'll notice that guest 5 will show now unpublished. Remember, because this module is pulling from, notice it shows unpublished. Now, instead of going back here and you going into articles, article manager, you can stay in the module, and this is what you do. You click the icon here, the I, and you go edit. Oops. And you go edit. It's playing games with me. Guess 5. Okay, edit. Now notice when you click edit, it opens up a new document, and it actually opens up the actual article for guest 5 itself, which would be similar to you going here and just clicking here to open up the article itself. And then what you do is you go publishing options, okay, and then you come down here to status unpublished, and you can change this to published or unpublished. You can do that, okay, or you can go save and close. And when you save and close, this should actually take you back out to the articles again, and you can choose. You can check here, go publish or unpublish. You can click here for publish or unpublish, or you can actually go into the article itself, and over here under article details, but also publishing options, both. Article details is always on the right, publish, unpublish here. So there's like 3 or 4 different ways to do it. So at any rate, so that you don't get confused, let's go back to this. Let's save this as published, click save, okay, close that out, okay, refresh the page. Actually, this might show without a refresh. Let me see. No, it didn't show. Okay, refresh the page, the module page. And notice guest 5, I believe we did make it published, shows unpublished, and let me see, click edit. I thought we had clicked published, I may be mistaken. Save, or save and close. Okay. Now the reason why this module, particular module, uses articles is because you can actually link the image to an article, okay, but we're primarily using this and keeping it simple to a short description inside the window here, and then using the description box down here to really expound upon the ministry itself and draw people to the actual video itself, okay. So that's why we're kind of disregarding the article aspect of the images, because we're not using articles, but we're using video pages instead of articles, okay. So it still works the same. So at any rate, because we can customize the title, also we can customize the description, we can add an image. Now let's go to guest 1 right fast, okay. Actually, let's not mess up guest 1. Let me go ahead and close this out. Let's go to a guest that is unpublished. I think guest 6. Let's look at guest 6. Where is that at? And let's say, for example, this was a new person. Click it. Okay. Click edit. Okay. Publish that guest. Okay. Save and close. You can go and close that window out, refresh the page. Guest 6 should be enabled or published. Okay. In the meantime, you can also edit it so that you're clear as well. In fact, you may want to do that. I temporarily put guest. Go ahead and click edit, and when you click edit, this is going to be Dietrich. I don't even know how to spell his name. Haddon. Okay, and once you publish him, you can also go save and close there. Okay, and then and this will actually help you remember who's who. Now notice guest 6 will say Dietrich Haddon. Okay, and that's probably going to help a lot in keeping things organized, because you'll know who's who. Now I have guest 4, 5, 6. I did that temporarily as kind of a training tutorial, even though it didn't work all that well. Let's go ahead and click in here, Dietrich Haddon. The description, we're going to go custom description, and the description is going to be Dietrich Haddon description. And the images. Now we're going to go ahead and upload an image here this time, and we're going to upload. This is how you do it. Notice this box here. You scroll down on the right. You choose file. Okay, and remember, this is my camera, so the pictures are always going to be the same. Okay, the same width, the same dimensions, so they're going to pull in always the same. This was the other one that we pulled in. This one's going to pull in the same, which is going to keep our images symmetrical, and that way you won't have any editing on your site, or you won't have to do any image editing to get the images to stay the same size. Okay, now notice nothing's happening, but look down here in the lower left hand corner of the page. You'll see that it says uploading 12%, 13%, and so on. So it takes a minute for these images to upload. Okay, now Okay. Now, there's one thing when you in uploading images is be sure that your camera is the same direction every time, unless if you don't want to do editing, image editing. Um, if it's a landscape, if your camera, you hold your camera to the side, landscape in the horizontal position, then always keep that same position. Okay. If you use your camera in a vertical fashion, then always keep that the same so that your images come out the same. I would prefer the landscape because if you had a group, even if the landscape may seem too much for only two people, one time you may have a group that is that requires the landscape version or landscape position of your phone, and then that'll always keep your images resized the same size. Notice here it says uploading 84. It's actually going to upload the image and automatically resize the image as well to fit that space. Okay. Now I chose one using the same camera dimensions as this one here, so it's going to come in the same size as this one here. Okay, and then we're going to get you going in the right direction with that. And outside of that, it's pretty much going to be that simple. We'll review. Notice it is a little quirky in this box, finding images. This was the image here that we uploaded. Let's go ahead and click here. First, now you got to go and find this image, click it, okay, and then click insert. Okay, this is under Dietrich Hayden. And there you go. Let's try it again. It's a little quirky. Go ahead in here and come up. Click here. Notice that the image URL did come in here this time. Click insert. Maybe it hadn't uploaded this time. Come on. Media Manager. I usually don't have these kind of issues. If for example, it does pull this kind of stuff right here, go ahead and save. Okay. Once you saved, it should say all changes have been successfully changed. In the Dietrich Hayden, now choose again this little icon. Okay. After you've saved the page. Okay. Find your image. Here, click insert. Okay, this time it's stuck. Okay. Notice here when you put your icon over, the image that it actually chose sticks. This is going to be Evangelist. Okay. Hit enter. Evangelist. That's going to be our new tag, and then click save. Okay. Once you do that, refresh the page. And you'll notice here that this image showed up. Okay. And did I put two images? Okay. And Dietrich Hayden description shows up. And I'm going to have to work on the titles though on these, just so you know. And I will be working on this. So we're going to test a couple images. We're going to upload them, and then we're going to kind of reformat this to fit your style. Okay. And also decide whether we're going to do 3 or not. Okay. And so let's see right fast. Let's go to let's see guest conviction. Let's go to conviction right fast. Conviction here. If we wanted to disable conviction, we would come in here and disable, and then you pretty much got the picture. Okay. Notice evangelist shows up. Okay. Evangelist shows up there. And I don't remember changing the image on the other one. I must have accidentally changed the image on this one to the wrong one. And I believe that was, which one was that? The very first conviction, Dr. Sandy, Bishop, there's 2 of them here. This one, I believe, in our test, this one actually should be the other image. With the black shirt. Okay. Insert. Okay. Craig Hunt. Okay. Description. Custom. And if there's no description, choose default description. Okay, the image shows up. The link, make sure you have it linked. If there's no link, choose default or none. Sorry, none. And if there's no description, choose yeah, default. And I think default link works as well. And you can kind of play around with this, and we'll figure out how, you know, what works best. The other thing too is okay, of course in here we want to scroll up right fast. Guest 4. Let's go ahead and save this right fast. And then guest 4. We would choose edit. Okay. Craig Hunt. Okay. Save and close. Okay, come back, refresh the page. Okay. Okay. Craig Hunt shows up. Let's go ahead and do the home page here right fast. Okay, there's the image, Craig Hunt description. The title's not showing up. I believe it's a height issue, and I will have that fixed. But it's not going to pay until till we know what size images you're going to actually be pulling in and how many you want across. And then I'll have that adjusted, and the title will show up just like the title shows up over here. Okay. And because it looks like it's below the image height, so we'll fix that. The description does show up, the link shows up, the image shows up, everything else shows up, and I'll fix the height issue once we determine what the width is going to be. Now, if the images do pull in at this height, you'll probably, based on the height here, top shows of the month, you'll probably want the columns to be 3. And you'll probably want to show 6 across if you have 6, which would show 2 rows of 3 columns. Okay, and yeah, notice it's almost showing up here. So we'll fix the 3, and then now these are misadjusted, so we'll fix that as well. But this would probably be an appropriate size comparatively speaking to this. In fact, we can just go ahead and kind of count on that. I'm pretty sure that that's what it's going to be. But for now, until we speak again, we're going to choose 4, and we're going to go show 4 across. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save that. We're going to remove this one and this one, or we're going to disable them right fast. And the way you do that is you go down here to Craig Hunt, okay, and you go click edit. It's going to open up in a new tab. You go down to Dietrich Hayden, come down here. Okay, you click edit. Okay, here's Craig Hunt. You want to go unpublished. Okay, save and close. The Dietrich Hayden, your guest 7. Oh, I thought I did Dietrich Hayden. Dietrich Hayden. Down here, click edit. Okay, click unpublished. Okay. Save and close. Okay, now, if you want to see, you know, what the real deal is, you would come back to the articles here and notice 1, 2, 3, and 5 are enabled, and 1, 2, 3. I don't know what happened before. Let's go back to the home page and see, because you know we don't have them named. We probably should have them named, obviously, and then we won't run into that. And so it looks like we have the 4 across, and we're good to go. The load more doesn't show up because there are no more published, but if there were, the load more automatically shows up. We can remove test because we put that in the let's go ahead and close these articles out here. We added test under a tag here for conviction at the top. We can go ahead and remove that. Okay, save, and test should remove. And hopefully we played around enough for you to kind of get the deal. It's really going to be real quick. You're going to come in and enable one of your latest modules. So it'll be like, for example, you'll have these named. Guest 1 will be conviction. Guest 2 will be who is it? Dr. Sandy Butterfly. You go ahead and name these in the articles. That'll give you some practice by coming in and editing, clicking this I here, and then clicking edit, name them so that you know who's who. Guest 5 is also enabled. Craig Hunt is not enabled, so let's just go ahead and move him down So it's guest 1 through 4. So the first thing you would do is, let's say for example, Craig Hunt is a new guest, or you want a new guest at the top. Pull the first disabled one or unpublished one. Pull that all the way to the top if it's going to be the latest. There we go. And go ahead and start editing. First thing you would do is come in and change his name. First, publish the article. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's already, well, guess 1. I'm sorry, it would be not Craig Hunt was supposed to go to the top. That would be like an old guest that you removed from your list. You would click edit, rename them, give them a new title, give them a new description. Okay. Upload your image. Okay. Then link it to the video that you want. You would go to the latest shows and find the video. Copy the link. Say for example, this was the video. Copy the link. Come in here. Just click in here. Paste it. Okay. Paste. And then choose the tags. And then click save. And you would be done. Okay. Now I'm actually going to go in and delete Craig Hunt. Let's just go ahead and trash him from here. And you'll notice when we come back here, Craig Hunt won't even be listed there. Okay? Because I trashed him, so, and remember this module pulls from that category. So there's several different ways to do it. It's not too bad. Hopefully we played around enough for you to kind of really get the hang of it and kind of be able to figure it out without any questions. And I guess that's it. That concludes our lesson for today. Upload a few images and contact me, and then we will discuss the width that it pulled in and the width and dimensions, and then finish fix the title down at the bottom once we do a couple uploads. Thanks, and I hope you have a blessed day. Bye.